that will have huge implications for eventual playoff seeding. Again, thank you very much for joining us. The teams just made it out onto the field, and we have the national anthem coming up. And so we'll be able to enjoy the sounds of the Fighting Mustang Marching Band as they honor the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, colors by the Natrona County Junior ROTC.
All right, so the colors are being retired from the field. Natrona's junior ROTC program. See a couple freshmen in there. I'm sure they're excited tonight. The five-man crew this evening taking care of the flag all the way down to the end zone. So, got a big game tonight here in Casper. Cheyenne East comes in with that 3-1 record, as I mentioned. They've played Campbell County. They opened the season with the Camels, winning with a score of 41-7. They then defeated Kelly Walsh in Casper, 55-0. And then they played Thunder Basin. Thunder Basin is ranked number 1 in 4A this year. They're 4-0. They lost 31-30 to the Bolts, but Cheyenne East was up 30-17 in that game going into the fourth quarter. So East is definitely a contender this year, and then they come back with a big win against South last week, 55-7. East boasts the best passing attack in 4A, and they have, the best quarterback in 4A, passing-wise. Graydon Buell, he's just a junior. He was injured last year, but he's averaging about 30 yards of completion, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions on the season. Excuse me, that can't be right. Hold on. Okay, there we go. 18 yards per completion, over 1,200 yards passing, 16 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. That's a little bit better. With a out-of-this-world QB efficiency rating of 229.5. Cheyenne East averages 302 yards a game through the air. They're second on the ground. 180 yards a game, 5.5 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns, and only 1 lost fumble. So East is scoring at a big-time clip and not turning the ball over. That's a recipe for success. Overall team offense, Cheyenne East is number 1 in 4A. They have 483 yards per game, nearly 2,000 total yards already. That's almost 400 better than number 2, Thunder Basin. Points per game, they're number 1, 45.2 games, 26 touchdowns, only 4 turnovers, and 16 first downs per game. That's an interesting stat I haven't seen before. Offensively, let's talk about Natrona. Natrona, again, 3-1. They come in after defeating Laramie last weekend down in Laradice, the Gem City. They started the season with a victory over Cheyenne South. Week 2, they defeated Gillette here at home, the Campbell County Camels. And then they suffered their first loss of the year up in Sheridan. Tough game for the Mustangs. That was 2 weeks ago. And then last week, as I mentioned, they defeated Laramie on the road. So Natrona, offensively, for the year is number 1 in team rushing. 252 yards a game, 8 yards per attempt, over 1,000 yards rushing already. Nearly 30 attempts per game on the ground, and 12 touchdowns. They've lost 3 fumbles and kept 3. Passing, Natrona is ranked 8th, 127 per game. They have 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Average completion, yards per completion, is around 14.5. So both teams like to attack deep when they do throw the ball. Team offense, Natrona is number 3 overall, averaging 380 yards a game, 8.1 yards per attempt, about 1,500 yards on the season, 47 attempts rushing per game, 41 points per game. They have 20 touchdowns and 5 turnovers on the season, which will be an interesting stat as we go into this evening. So both offenses are very capable. I think where the difference is, we'll see, is in defense, and this is a little bit of a surprise. Rush defense, East is number 2 in the state, only giving up 88 yards per game. They've allowed 3 touchdowns on the season, but forced 8 fumbles. They lead the state in 25 tackles for loss. They also have the number 2 pass defense, only 116 yards a game, 464 total yards of offense given up through the air. They've only given up 2 touchdowns and have intercepted their opponents twice. They also have 3 sacks on the season. Overall team defense, East is number 1, just barely over 200 yards per game, 800 yards total, 5 touchdowns only given up, and average giving up 11 points per game. Remember, 31 of those came in one game. They have forced 10 turnovers, and again are number 1 in team defense in 4A after 4 weeks. Natrona, their rush defense is number 8. 175 yards per game, 4 yards per attempt, nearly 700 yards on the ground against them, 7 touchdowns, 8.2 first downs per game, but they have 18 tackles for loss. Pass defense, they're number 6, 150 yards per game, 14 yards per attempt. They've given up 5 touchdowns, but forced 5 interceptions. They also have 11 sacks, which is number 2 in 4A, just behind Thunder Basin. So team defense for the Mustangs, they average giving up 325 yards a game. They've given up 1,300 yards this season, averaging 21 points per game given up. They've allowed 12 touchdowns and forced 14 turnovers, which actually leads 4A. So it'll be interesting to see where the defense is this evening for Natrona. And both offenses certainly look like they can put some points on the board. Now, this is a big weekend in 4A football. Thunder Basin plays Campbell County. That game's going to be closer than people think, but I'm sure the Bolts will pull that one out at the end. Now, East, Natrona, and Sheridan are all tied at 3-1. So tonight's game is going to be really important in a few weeks when seeding is being figured out. East has the inside track, and they control their own fate. Natrona has already lost to Sheridan. East has not played Sheridan yet. So tonight's game could really be the difference between number 2 and number 3, possibly 3 and 4. If you've been paying attention, though, there are some teams that are making some big-time moves. Cheyenne Central, who's not had that much success in the last few years, is 2-2, and they're putting some big-time numbers up through the air. The Mustangs will have them here in a few weeks. Rock Springs is also 2-2, and so they're in the mix as well. All right, big night of football from Cheney Alumni Field. The kickoff by Ben Hoppins. goes back. It looks like he stepped in the end zone. Instead, the return man takes it up the east sideline and is pushed out around the 28-yard line. Jackson Hesford, the 5'9", 160-pound junior, on their return. And now we will see the number one offense in the state from Cheyenne East with the first possession of the game. Again, welcome to everybody. It's 40 degrees. It was overcast and raining all day here in Casper, but the skies have cleared. There's a little breeze making it cooler, but still a nice early autumn evening for football. So a blocking penalty on East is going to move the ball all the way back to the 10 for the T-Birds. All right, now this is a rematch of last year's state semifinal game. Just a fantastic game where East had an early 14-0 lead, and Natrona came back to win with a touchdown in the last minute of the game to send the Mustangs to the state title game. And on the first play of the game, kind of a bizarre play, Grayson Buell with a pass. It looked like it might have been almost intercepted. Instead, I believe the pass was caught by Cole Michaeli for a gain of 5 yards. East with a rare tight end look. They won't have a tight end there very often. And they look to run up the middle. That's Christian Anderton. Now, Anderton replaced Graydon Buell at quarterback last year when Buell went out with an injury, a season-ending injury. And Anderton led the T-Birds nearly to the state title game. So both those guys are in the backfield now. And they also have Chance Allmiller, number 4. You'll see him down on the short side of the field. He's their leading receiver. Very good offense. 3rd and 1, and it looks like Allmiller is going to have enough for the first down. Here's your defensive starters for the Mustangs. Defensive ends, Nick Frimmel, he's 6'3", 217 pounds. He's a senior. On the other side, another senior, Jonathan True, number 87. He's 6'4", 211. East runs this hurry up, so we'll have to get these in a hurry. So 1st and 10. East on their own 20-yard line. Inside handoffs to Allmiller. He's going to break a few tackles, get it out to about the 25, and on a play that looked like it might be stopped in the backfield. Tackled by Sam Jeffries. So a gain of about 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. So speaking of Jeffrey, he's the nose guard. Sam Jeffrey, that is, 5'11", 256 pounds. On the inside as well as senior Phoenix Wilson. He's 5'11", 221. Buell, flanked on either side by running backs. 24 is Ox Schroeder. Buell goes deep. He's got a man. Oh, good double coverage. Wilson Jackson and Harrison Talbert over the top for NC. New look defense tonight for Natrona. They're running a 4-3. I cannot remember the last time they have run a defense with 2 safeties, but they got Talbert and Jackson back there. Linebackers tonight. Owen Miller's outside. He's number 85. Braddock, the junior, number 30. He's at inside, middle backer there. And now it's the other outside backer is David Miller. All right, 3rd down and 6. Big play for the Mustang defense. Ball is dropped on the little underscreen there. That was Schroeder again. Quick throw by Buell. Not caught, and that'll bring up 4th down. So the Mustang defense holds after giving up a first down, but only gives up 4 yards on the next 3 plays, giving NC the chance to get the ball for the first time in the first quarter. Just under 10 minutes left in this first quarter. I don't have a starting lineup for Cheyenne East, so we'll have to just wing it as we go. Palomo and Quigg back deep for the Mustangs. Looks like it's going to go to Quigg, who fair catches the ball at the Natrona 43.5-yard line, where Harrison Talbert will lead the Mustang offense out for their first possession of the game. So up front for NC tonight, the center's been a starter all year, 5'11", 221-pound senior Phoenix Wilson. He's the only senior on that front line. The guards are Coulter Helm. He's a junior. He's number 61. And Carter Skolsky, the sophomore, getting the start at the other guard. He's number 56. Jace George and Phil Bergman are both juniors. George is 53. Bergman's 79. Motion on the first play of the game. Talbert's going to have to take that bad snap, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of about 3 on the play. Ball came loose, it looked like, but it was after Talbert was down on the ground. Starting tailback tonight for the Mustangs is 6 foot, 175-pound senior David Miller. They might do a little committee work back there. Miller getting his first start at tailback. Jonathan True will be the tight end tonight. We've already mentioned him. He's number 87, 6'4", 211 pounds. Million Allison, the junior, number 14, 5'10", 151 pounds. He's the A-back, so he'll be in the slot. Cooper Quigg is out at the Z. Another high snap to Talbert. It looks like a draw. And Talbert's going to pick up about, 1 yard maybe on what it looked like a design draw. Completing the offense here is number 21, the sophomore, Roman Overstreet. He's 6'2", 165 pounds. He's got great size and fantastic speed, so the sophomore is getting his first start at the varsity level tonight. And obviously, the starting quarterback for NC is 6'1", 155-pound junior Harrison Talbert. Talbert in the gun. He's going to roll to his right. Looks deep, and he's got Allison, and Allison makes the catch at the east 35-yard line. Great job of throwing your guy open by Talbert. So on 3rd and 14, the Mustangs convert and enter into East territory. So intentionally, unintentionally, not sure yet, Natrona hasn't run the ball. High snap again. Talbert gets it down, gets it to Miller. Well, that's 4 snaps in a row that have been up over the head of Talbert. Now, one of the reasons for that is Cheyenne East has 2 of the top 10 defenders in the state of Wyoming. Trey Bauer, he's a 5'11", 185-pound linebacker. The junior is number 54. He leads the state in defensive points. In front of him is Julian Vigil. He's a D lineman who's going to give Phoenix Wilson all he can handle tonight. Talbert going up the middle, tucks it, and he's going to get a yard gain of about 4.5. The rollout, nothing was doing there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6, 5.5 maybe, just outside the East 30. At any rate, Julian Vigil, number 55, he's a 6'2", 195-pound D lineman, and he is lined up just to the left of the senior center, Phoenix Wilson. All right, 3 receivers right. Talbert drops back to pass, delayed blitz. Talbert's got a man over the top. He's going to Quigg, and nothing doing there. Good coverage by Allmiller. Is going to bring out Ben Hoppins. Now, Ben is about as big a kicker as you're ever going to see. He's 6'5", nearly 200 pounds. He's a junior, and he can hit it from this far out. So this is a 48-yard field goal. We've got a breeze coming into the booth here, but the flags are straight down. Sorensen to hold. Snaps back. Down. Whoa! Holy smokes. Oh, it was wide right, but that thing was good from 60. Goodness, Hoppins drilled that ball. Wow. That went past the upright easily 3/4 of the way up the goalpost. Wow. It was knuckling a little bit, but boy, he got all of it. So the missed field goal keeps the score at 0-0 here in the first quarter. 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first. Wow, that was a boot. Well, it's nice to be able to have that in the arsenal. All right, East, possession number 2. Graydon Buell back in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Handoff to Miller up the middle. He tries to hurdle. Talbert, but that's not going to work. It's a gain of 9, well, almost 10. Sorry, Anderton on the tackle. It looks like there's a penalty on East. And I believe Neutrona won the toss tonight and deferred. So they will get the ball for second half. So holding. A 10-yard penalty on the T-Birds. Keeps the down at 1, but it'll be 1st and 14. Anderton, Hesford, and Michaeli to the left. Allmiller, and I can't get the last number, so empty set for East. And he's looking to his right. Got a man wide open up the middle. The tackle's made by David Miller and Quigg, but not until a gain of nearly 20 on the quick pass to Chance Allmiller. Quickly up to the line again. Now you're starting to see how East gets so many yards. The inside handoff, no, the fake goes out to the swing pass outside. Good tackle made there by Cooper Quigg on Jackson Hesford, but not until he gets about 8.5 to 9 yards on the first down play. East quickly approaching midfield. Inside handoff. Nothing doing. Great tackle there by Braddock on Anderton. When you go to a 4-3, you got to have a monster middle backer. Great tackle by Dominic Braddock. 5'11", 175-pound junior. Makes the big play. So it brings up a 3rd and 2. East goes back to the empty set now. Buell doesn't run it a whole lot, but he certainly can. Motion. And there he goes. Buell's got it, and he's going to get stuck again. Great tackle again by Braddock with help from True. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. So 2 plays in a row for Braddock. Brings up a 4th down for the T-Birds. Boy, that was an excellent play again by Dominic Braddock. Dom's been out. I'm not sure if he played last week down in Laramie, but I know he was out for the Gillette game a couple weeks ago here at home. So good to have him back. Nice play by the junior. Cole Michaeli back to punt for East. Snap's good. He'll hold it for a little bit, and not quite a shank, but pretty low line drive kick that's going to bounce back upfield. The T-Birds will down it at the Natrona 26. So the Mustangs also have 2 players that are in the top 10 in 4A in defense. Willis Jackson averages about 14 points per game. He has 2 pass breakups and 3 interceptions, including a pick 6. And David Miller is number 9 in 4A, 13 points per game. Has 31 tackles, same as Willis Jackson. He also has a touchdown and an interception, tackle, and 2 sacks. Pretty evenly matched teams. Here we go. Harrison Talbot rolls to his right. Quick pass is out. Oh, and it's caught. And it's number 18. The Colby Kelly is going to score a touchdown. Oh, no, he went out of bounds. He went out of bounds. Now the pass looked like it was going to be possibly intercepted. That was a long hitch throw across the field to Kelly. Huge gain on first down. The corner was on an island, and Kelly caught it and raced up the sideline. Huge gain on first down. Gets the Mustangs on the East 15. All right, inside give is going nowhere to Miller. Looked like possibly like a quick power play, maybe even a trap. Those inside linemen pulling, and that just blew up real fast. Penetration on those plays will be a killer. Now, East plays a unique defense. They play really flat and close to the ball. As you can see, there's nobody deeper than about 6 yards off the ball. All right, second down. Talbert drops back to pass, rolls to his left a little bit. He's going to tuck it and try to pick up a few yards. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. But that's about it. And that'll bring up third down and 14 for the Mustangs. Straight man out of Cheyenne East right now. And usually when you see that, you see pressure. And they'll be straight man again here. 2 receivers each side for Talbert. Pressure up the middle. The wheel route, he's going to go to Avery Cox, and Cox has the ball caught. Touchdown, Mustangs. Talbert took a hit on the play, delivers the pass. Great route by Avery. And Natrona takes the lead with 2:52 to go. First quarter. Well, that was a tough catch by Avery Cox. Great job on him to go get that ball in the air. You design plays that are called man beaters, and that's exactly what that was. The old wheel route by Cox. The kick up by Hoppins is good. And so the Mustangs strike first. The 16-yard touchdown pass from Talbert to Avery Cox gives NC the lead with just under 3 to play first quarter. It's homecoming tonight here at Natrona County. So we had an assembly towards the end of the day. It's probably, I wasn't here for it. I was at the cross country meet working that. But I'm wondering how they did that. But they had a parade, and we'll let you know what the homecoming court was at halftime as they're introduced to you. We'll update volleyball scores. I requested very politely that we get some updates from the Casper Invitational Volleyball Tournament today. So hopefully we can see those on Twitter. If not, I'll start texting some coaches. But we'll get some updates from all scores. State tennis this weekend. Mustang and Philly golf teams were in competition at state last week. We'll update that as well. But here at Cheney Alumni Field, the Mustangs strike first. Ben Hoppins kicks off with NC and a 7-0 lead. Jackson Hesford returning it back up the east sideline again. Looks like he's going to be cut down quickly. Tried the same return they had last time, but the Mustangs were all over it, and the East will start their third drive of the game on their own 23. Well, that's a big opening score for the Mustangs to take a lead on a team that averages about 45 points a game. All right, Buell drops back to pass. Pressure up the middle, and he escapes true, and now he's going to go over the top. Oh, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Palomo. He might have had a guy, but boy, that could have been a big tackle for loss by the Mustangs. It's almost one of those deals where you wonder if the pressure, there was inside pressure and then outside pressure by Truth. The inside pressure bumped True off. Again, quickly back to the line for the T-Birds. They look at 2nd and 10. Buell, inside run here. It's going to go to Anderton. And Anderton shows why he's one of the best backs in the state. Picks up 9 on the quick hitter up the middle. So it brings up 3rd and 1. Subbing 3 defensive linemen out for NC. Wills Jackson rolls down to cover Michaeli. Quick pass out to the outside. And Palomo makes the tackle. progress is stopped and no gain on the play. Great tackle in the open field by Palomo. If he misses that one, he might be off to the races. The ball was caught by Ox Schroeder. But again, a great tackle by Palomo. And just like that, East has the punt again. Well, one thing I guarantee, the T-Birds were not expecting a 4-3 front from Natrona. Punt team. I'm not sure what's going on there. Like a couple guys in motion at the same time. It might be a timeout East. Nope. Delay game. All right, so we'll get to the scoreboard. I'm not sure if we have any updates so far. It's 7:25 here at Cheney Alumni Field. All right, we got a couple. Central leads Laramie 14-0. That game in the first quarter. All right, here's Michael I. He's got a punt. Nice, high booming punt. Cooper Quigg's going to fair catch for it, but let the ball drop. That's probably not a bad idea. That was a good spiral kick. It bounced for another 10 yards or so, but Natrona still starts their next drive on their own 31. Rock Springs leads Cheyenne South. That game is at half. The Tigers up 29-0. As we mentioned, Natrona's up 7-0 here on the T-Birds of Cheyenne East. Kelly Walsh and Sheridan are tied at 7 in the first quarter. That game up in Sheridan County. And Thunder Basin and Campbell County are tied at 0. That game early in the first quarter as well. So Overstreet now at the X. Kelly out to the left with Avery Cox. Inside handoff's going to go to Miller. He cuts it up. There's a lot of room. Flag on the play is going to negate a 7-yard gain, but there was some really good engagement on the front line there for NC, who haven't really run the ball yet tonight. And it will be a hold on the offense. And that'll move the ball back to the Natrona 26. Sounds like the ref's mic is working just fine. And it sounds like the wind's also picking up a little bit. All right, so the clock rolls, under a minute to go, first quarter. First and 15 for NC. Million Allison in motion. Quick handoff inside is going nowhere. Wilson Jackson on the carry. And Natrona loses 2 or 3 more yards on that. So it's going to bring up second and about 18. And we'll see. Well, again, the 40-second clock. So NC could let the quarter run out if they chose to. So they're going to run one more play here on second down. I can't tell which way the wind's blowing. It's swirling all over the place. Motion by Allison to the right. 5 seconds in the first quarter. Harrison Talbert drops back to pass. He's going to go over the top. He's got Roman Overstreet, who makes the catch and is going to go. 10-5 touchdown Natrona. I told you in the open, Overstreet's got some special skills. That's a sophomore, folks. Holy smokes, he can run, and that's big time when you can make a catch like that in the open. I'm not sure if that's his first catch at the varsity level, but that's a pretty dang good way to start. Overstreet with the bomb from Talbert. Wow. On 3rd and 18 from their own 18, I believe. Holy smokes. And the PAT by Hoppins is good. And on the last play of the first quarter, Natrona County doubles up their lead, now ahead 14-0 on the number 2 ranked Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. Now, I don't have it. I'm going to have to pull it up. That's got to be right up there for one of the longest pass plays in school history. There's no doubt about that. That was a big one. 82-yarder. Holy smokes. Great pass by Talbert. Wow, was that? It might have been second down. Not sure if that really matters at this point. Beautiful ball. The 82-yard touchdown pass. Whew. And just like that, it's 14-0. All right, so now the teams will flip sides, and it looks like the wind is blowing somewhat out of the east based on the flags in the north end zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the start of your second quarter, yes, Cheyenne East 0, the Natrona County Mustangs 14.
Well, about as good as a start as you could ask for Natrona. Defense has done a great job in just, truthfully, two man-on-man pass plays that Mustang receivers have won have put NC up 14-0 as we start quarter number 2. Hoppins with the ball on the tee, and he'll try to boot it out of the back of the end zone. Nice high kick. It's going to be fielded at about the 2-yard line. That is, I can't tell who it is yet, but he's going to be swarmed under at the 10. We'll get a number. Let's see who that was. That was 24. So that's Schroeder. So that's even better than a touchback. Schroeder barely gets over to the 10-yard line. And East starts deep in their own territory to begin the second quarter. All right. So the number 1 offense in the state, Cheyenne East T-Birds, send 3 guys out to the right, inside, fake handoff, and it, is nearly picked off. Talbert looked like he had that one. Boy, he read that perfect. He stepped right up and nearly had an interception. Boy, that would have been a big play. Quick substitution on the O-line, or defensive line, That's going to bring in number 61, Coulter Helm. So 2nd and 10. As East is going to signal in the plays, just like most every team in America does. Buell brings a man in motion. It's going to be a sweep outside, and he's going to get cut down and no gain. Actually, a loss on the play. Good pursuit. Looked like Braddock, Miller on the play. Caden Wilcox in now, the sophomore. He's playing a little outside backer. Nothing doing on the sweep. So the loss of 1 brings up 3rd and 11 for Graydon Buell and the T-Birds. Pass back is going to be a back out and a pass down the sideline, and that's a great design play. That ball goes to Anderton. And a good bailout play by the T-Birds gains him about 30 yards. That was just a well-thrown ball and a well-designed play for that scenario. Both teams really challenging each other defensively here. Both of them playing either straight man or man free with that free safety over the top. Puts a lot of pressure on those linebackers. All right, Anderson, he's going to move to the outside. Oh, man, a big collision at the 41. That was Owen Miller. The senior steps up and has a big-time meeting at the 41 with Anderton.
Up by Owen Miller.
So Buell drops back to pass. There's going deep over the top, and Quigg is trying to make the play, but it's going to be caught by Michaeli. That was the same play that Natrona scored on for their first touchdown. And two big plays on third down give East the ball on the NC 26. The wheel route by Michaeli, and Buell hit it. T-Birds quickly advancing down the field now. Empty set for Buell. Drops back to pass. He's going to go over the middle. Ball is caught by Allmiller. Tackle made, I believe, by Quigg. Gain of nearly 8 on the play. We'll call it 7. 9:30 to go now, first half. Buell drops back to pass. Shuffles a little bit. Now he's going to roll out. Rolls to his right. Braddock comes up. Ball is thrown, nearly caught on the sideline, but just off the hands of Ox Schroeder. Buell's not quick, but he's big and he can keep the play alive. And again, just a junior, 6'2", 200 pounds. So 3rd and 4. Clock stops on the incompletion at 9:19, second quarter. Wind still blowing out of the east, and it's cooling off. Might be a little bit tougher to grab that ball. All right, ball goes up the middle to Anderton, who might have it on the second effort. It depends on the spot. He was hit initially right at the line of scrimmage, rolled off the tackles. I can't quite tell where they're spotting it. And they're going to say it is a first down. So great second effort by Anderton. Puts the ball just outside the NC 16-yard line. All right, it looks like Natrona County is going to take a timeout. I believe that is their first of the half. So after a scoreless first quarter, East is now driving and has a 1st and 10 on the Natrona County 16. All right, that gives us a chance to update the scoreboard again. Thanks to Wild Preps, 1, for getting the scoring format back to the way it was. That was really tough week 1, so good job, guys, getting that fixed. No real update. Central's now up 20-0 over Laramie, and Thunder Basin is up 7-0 over Campbell County. No other scores have changed. So Anderson and Buell in the backfield. Trips bunch to the right. Oh, they hitch and go on the outside. That ball to Allmiller. And it is caught. So a 16-yard touchdown pass. Buell to Allmiller puts the T-Birds on the board. Kicking tonight for East is Ox Schroeder. Ball's down. Oh, nearly blocked. The PAT is good. Palomo almost got a hand on it. So the big 3rd down conversion on their own 11 allows East to keep the drive alive. And 5 first downs later, the T-Birds answer with a touchdown of their own.
your Natrona County Mustangs 14.
So now we'll see the return game for NC. Isaac Palomo leads the state in kickoff returns. I should say, I got to clarify that. He leads the state in kickoff return average. So he averages 32 yards a return. He does have a touchdown. Part of that average is an 82-yard kickoff return. He's had 8 attempts, over 250 yards on his returns. And he's the only Mustang in the top 10. Try to get into a few more stats this week for you in Trona County. We'll get down, scroll down to the Mustangs. All right, now different kicker for the kickoff. We saw Brian Mead. He's just a sophomore. He's going to handle kickoff duties for the T-Birds. 5-5. Kicking off from that left hash. Low liner. It's going to kind of pop into a no man's land. Picked up by Palomo. He's going to cut it back to the outside. Hit once and then dropped at the Natrona 25. So Talbert and the Mustangs looking to see if they can score for the third drive in a row. All right, Natrona now. 250 yards rushing a game, like we mentioned. Only one fumble and one interception on the year, so they're doing a nice job of taking care of the ball. They outscored South 68-12 in the first week of the season, and then came back and defeated Campbell County 47-28. The game up in Sheridan, that was a rough one, 7-31. The Natrona County Mustangs lost that one, but bounced back with a 44-13 victory over Laramie last week. All right, here is Miller going off the left side, little outside zone. That might be where Natrona's going to have to live if they're running the ball. A gain of about 3. Wilson Jackson now in at tailback. Kobe Kelly in at wideout. He's over with Roman Overstreet to the right. Million Allison and True. There's Jonathan off to the left. And Jackson in the backfield. All right, Talbert's got the ball. He's going to pull up. He's going to go to True. And it is nearly picked off by Colton Hagan. Hagan's a junior. He jumped that underneath route. It would have been a heck of a play, but still nearly intercepted. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 8 from the Mustang 28. 2 receivers each side. Talbert drops back. He's getting pressure. He's going to go over the top to Allison. It is caught. Wow, great over-the-shoulder catch by Million Allison. And again, a 3rd down conversion. Boy, both teams are having a hard time shutting the offense down on 3rd down. And they're running the same plays. Well, we mentioned earlier tonight, could be an offensive showdown, and it's starting to materialize. All right, Bunch, nice toss out to Wilson Jackson. He's got a little bit of room, and he breaks it. He's at the 40, at the 30, 20, 10. Wilson Jackson, a 51-yard touchdown run on the outside run play, right where they got to go. Woo! Wow. Well, anybody that knows me knows I'm a track guy. We might have a real early meet this season. Wilson Jackson, 51-yard touchdown run. Woo! That didn't take very long. To get the 7 points back, Hoppins' ball is down, and it is good. Good hold by Sorensen, and the PAT makes it 21-7.
Cheyenne East 7, and your Natrona County Mustangs 21.
So that touchdown comes barely 2 minutes after the East touchdown, if that. Well, Natrona's had zero luck running the ball up the middle tonight. In fact, they'll probably have negative yardage. They ran a little outside zone there, and we haven't quite, I'm not sure that we've seen that play before. Maybe on the road, but certainly not at home. So after the third down conversion for the Mustangs on a pass from Talbert to Allison, the very next play, Wills Jackson makes an excellent cut, breaks a couple tackles, and is gone on the 51-yard touchdown run. Goodness. Well, that makes it exciting, Zach. Yeah, I know, buddy. That'll get rid of your cough.
That was impressive.
Huh?
I wish.
Yeah, I wish too. All right. I know. All right. Hoppins. Another boot. That's going to go right to Schroeder again. Ox is going to take it up the right-hand side this time, and he might have a little room, but a good open field tackle. That was Caden Wilcox, the sophomore on kickoff team. Trips him up good enough to stop it, and East begins on their own 24-yard line. Well, as is always the case, Mr. Madsey, Lance Madsey, and his NCTV crew are up there in that wind. At least it's not raining. That's me knocking on wood. They're up there bringing you all the action up here. Just some great shots from up top. So, back at it. Buell. Man in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff, and then they're going to go inside to Anderton. But good defense by that interior front for the Mustangs, and he's going nowhere. Maybe a half yard. But not much happening. Jeffries and George on the tackle. Buell's got 3 targets to the left. Last time they ran this, they ran like a little wheel route and nearly scored. All right, Buell. There it goes again, the wheel route, but he's going to hit underneath. Ooh, and fortunate that was a low throw. If not, Allmiller had a lot of steam and might have been able to house that one. It is really difficult to defend those crossing routes out in space. That brings up 3rd and 10. Anderton offset to the left. Might see Buell roll left here. Yes, he does. He's rolling out. Looks like a hold on the outside there by George. That ball, I think, hit the ground. It didn't. They're going to call it a catch. But it is short of the first by about half a yard. I know you can call holding on every play, but Jason George, I'm surprised he has a full jersey intact. That was a big one. I shouldn't say that. That's not my job. Well, and East, after thinking about it for a second, is going to bring out the punt team. That doesn't mean they won't fake it. So the 6'2", 220-pound Cole Michaeli back to punt. East with 2 wideouts off to the right for punt coverage, and we'll see what's happening here. Officials blow the play dead. Again, if you've been with us this year, you know that it's a new 40-second clock. Now it looks like we probably have a blood. Maybe a player has to come out because of an equipment issue. But at any rate, the 40-second clock now rolls on every play unless it's reset by the... Oh, fake. It's going to be a fake up the middle, and Allmiller's going to be short. Great job by the punt return team. They sniffed that one out. I got to give it to East. That's a really cool fake punt. I have never seen that before. The fake handoff and then the keep up the middle, but it goes nowhere. So the gamble by Cheyenne East does not pay off. And now they give the Mustangs the ball on their own 32, on the East 32. 7 seconds under the 6-minute mark. Second quarter. Whoa, that could be a big play. East obviously saw something on film that gave them the idea they could do that, but a good job of staying home by the defense. All right, motion by Talbert. He's got Allison rolling to his left. And here we go. Talbert, he's going to keep it. He's going off the right side. Cuts it up. Going to be tackled low, but not until he gains at least 4 yards. The tackle by Jackson Hesford brings up 2nd and 4. So Natrona might have found something running off that left side. Jace George on the offensive side of the ball on that left tackle position. You got True, Allison, and it looks like Quigg to the left. All right, Talbert. He's going to give the ball to Miller, and just nothing happening off that right side. Loss of 5. He's going to reset it at the East 32. Tough play for Miller there. There's not much he can do. About 40 degrees. The wind chill's probably popping her down a few degrees. It's cool out there. Another nice crowd. Student section continues to grow. Looks like the offensive staff's going to take a timeout. They're going to talk about it. Second timeout taken by the Mustangs. That one with 4:30 left in the second quarter. All right, let's look at some more scores. See what we can find. All right. Back at it here. We'll have an extended halftime tonight because we have the homecoming court will be introduced. So about a 20-minute halftime for you guys today. All right, Rock Springs now leads South 36-0. That game in the third. Sheridan leads Kelly Walsh 14-10. That game in the second. Thunder Bay is now up 21-0 on Campbell County, and Central still leads Laramie. That game 26-0. Every game in the second quarter. 3A, interesting score. Number 2, Cody leads number 3, Jackson, 12-7. That game in the fourth quarter. Douglas and Rollins are tied at 0. Game just started. Evanston and Powell, or we don't have a score yet. It's in the first quarter. Evanston and Powell also at 0-0. Lander leads Torrington 7-6. That game in the second. Number 1, Star Valley has 7 points. That is better than Green River 0. That game in the second quarter. All right, back to live action here. Mustangs with the empty set. Looks like a fake handoff. Nope, they're going to actually give it. And that is, I can't tell. Is that 23? It is 23. The handoff to Isaac Palomo gets a gain of about 6. And we'll see if Natrona, they're going to try to put points on the board again. Now Hoppins drilled a kick earlier tonight from 48 that easily had the distance, just was wide to the right. All right, so the T-Birds definitely try to block this one. Hoppins, 5 seconds now. 4, 2, good snap, good hold, ball's down, and the kick is no good again. It's wide left. All right, the third one's got to go. He's missed wide right and wide left. So essentially what's a touchback moves the ball back to the East 20. Again, Hoppins had the boot. He certainly had enough on it. So Natrona continuing with a 4-3 defense tonight. And so far, so good. All right. Well, the T-Birds are going to try to get it back to a one-score game. Drop back. They got Buell, and he's in trouble. Frimmel got pressure, and he's going to throw it away. Well, that was a smart play by Buell. He was about down. Frimmel was all over him from the backside. Barely got rid of that one. So 2nd and 10 now. Buell. Allmiller by himself off to his left, and that's where he's going to go. He hits the senior, and he stiff arms Quigg, and Allmiller's going to be pushed out of bounds by David Miller, but not until East has a 25-yard gain and a quick first down. Well, Allmiller, I want to say he leads 4A in receiving yards. We'll pull that up real quick for you here, but obviously he's an excellent football player. So, empty set now. Buell, 3 receivers to the right. Quick drop back, going to go over the top, and he's got a man, and it is caught. What a catch by Jackson Hesford. And just like that, East is on the Natrona 36. Head coach Chad Goff clearly has a ton of confidence in his offense and his defense if you can go for a fake punt on your own 30. Allmiller, yes, he's averaging 124 yards receiving a game. He has 8 touchdowns already. Nearly 500 yards in 4 games. Pass again. Buell, pressure off the outside by Miller. Is Miller going to get there? Yes, he is. And the sack back at the Natrona 40. First sack of the night for the Mustangs. They give him progress back up to the 39, but that was a big one. Nice job by the senior outside backer to get pressure. .231 and counting. East trailing Natrona County 21-7. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Buell back, quick pass. It's going to be a short pass underneath. What do you call the old China screen? And after a lot of movement and moving back inside, trying to get upfield, a 3-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and just over 10. Ball at the Mustang 36. Tackle made by Palomo. I think East has 2 timeouts left. You got to think that this would be 4-down territory for the T-Birds if they went for it way back in their own area. All right, Allmiller, he's going deep. He's looking over the middle. Ball is dropped at the 25. Great coverage there by Talbert and Jackson. Anderton might have had a shot. The running back running a crossing route underneath. Unable to come up with it. And 4th down, and the T-Birds are going to stay on the field and try to get a little momentum going into the half. 1:31 left, 2nd quarter. Yeah, and the T-Birds are going to take a timeout. All right, so that's going to leave each team with 1 now. Yes, it's windy.
Some more scores from around the great state of Wyoming. Central leads Laramie 23-0. Thunder Basin leads Gillette 21-0.
ROTC gang over there, manning the cannon. Might be a cold night for that. They're doing a good job. Again, a good homecoming crowd tonight here. Considering it is a little bit cooler. Like I said earlier today, it was raining for most of the afternoon, so that might have spooked a few people from showing up to the game. But the student section is actually full all the way up to the top. That's pretty awesome. So good representation from the students here tonight. All right, big play here. 4th down and 10. Ball on the Natrona 36. Anderton offset to Buell's left. 3 men to the left. All right. He's going to run out to his left. Pressure. Ball's going to be thrown underneath. Oh, and the dive. Now, we'll see where this spot is. This is crazy. I'm not sure if he's... Oh, he got a first down, boy. It's by about the nose of the ball. He had to come back and get it and slipped when he tried to go upfield. That was just a big-time play from your best receiver. Oh, the Mustangs brought pressure, and they nearly got to Buell in time. All right, clock still runs now. Reset in the 42nd, 1:15 and going. East, 2 receivers to each side. Allmiller down here in the slot closest to Cheney Alumni Field Stadium. Oh, quick play. Buell, man, is wide open. Buell took a shot on that play, but he delivered the ball. It's caught, I believe, by Cade Pugh. Either that or Hesford. And East quickly back up to the line. 53 seconds, 52. Buell. Back to pass. Looks short. He's got Allmiller, and that's a touchdown. That is just a tough matchup on the outside there. So Buell connects to Allmiller, the 9-yard touchdown pass. With 43 seconds remaining, second quarter. Puts the T-Birds within 8. Schrader back to kick. The ball is up, and it is good. So the PAT cuts the Natrona lead to 7, as we mentioned, with 43 seconds to go in the first half. Well, just some great individual effort plays there by Buell. I'll say it was Hesford and obviously Allmiller. I don't know if there's a team that has somebody that can cover Allmiller. He is that good, obviously. Buell to Allmiller's been the connection for the T-Birds tonight. That's the second one between the pair. The second one cuts the lead to 7 for Natrona County. All in all, you'd have to say a great showing by the Mustangs so far. I guess what is considered a very good East team. You could argue they might be the best team in 4A. All right, again, the short kickoff by Meade is going to be caught. That's David Miller. He's going to take it up the middle. Takes a few hits. And a horse collar tackle at the end there. Ooh, that's going to be big. Now remember, Hoppins has booted it about 60 yards on both of his field goal attempts. He just hasn't been able to square it up. So Natrona legitimately, after the penalty, it's going to be 15. That's going to put it at the 49. So they probably need about 15 to 20 yards. And they are easily in field goal range for Hoppins. Now, Natrona has one timeout left. 35 seconds to go. Second quarter. Well, that's when they're going to look at it and be like, boy, we had him tackled. All right, if I'm Talbert, I'm looking over there at Roman Overstreet. All right, the shift now. This one's going to go to Wilsk. The quick toss. There he goes. That's the same play he scored on. And Wilsk is going to get about 3 yards. Going to have to run another play pretty quick here. 20 seconds to go now. I think NC has a timeout. I could be wrong. Ten seconds now, second quarter. I think Coach is going to be A-okay with taking the lead in half. All right. So, boy, offensive fireworks first half. 5 touchdowns between the two teams, with the Natrona leading 21-14 at the break. All right, so we'll go ahead and let you listen to the Mustang Marching Band like we do every week. And then we'll update you on the happenings at NC throughout the last 5 days. Last 7 days, probably. Get you some updates there. We'll introduce the homecoming court. And we will be back probably in about 10 to 15 minutes to get you updated. All right. Halftime it is. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of Casper, Wyoming, the Natrona County High School Fighting Mustang Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Sean Weiss, with assistant directors Donicio Trujillo, Zane Romanek, Ryan Bell, and Mike Menard. Drum majors for the band are Anna Zettel, Jack Robitaille, and Gavin Guerrero. Old Time Rock and Roll is a song written by George Jackson and Thomas E. Jones III and recorded by Bob Seger for his 1978 album Stranger in Town. It was released as a single in 1979. It is a sentimentalized look back at the music of the original rock and roll era. The song gained renewed popularity after being featured in the 1983 film Risky Business. Old Time Rock and Roll reached number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1979. It was re-released in 1983, reaching number 48, and the song remained a staple on classic rock radio. Drum majors Anna Zettel, Jack Robitaille, and Gavin Guerrero. Is the band ready? Here to perform old-time rock and roll, please welcome the NCHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band. The song will take worldwide fame after being covered and reworked by English synth-pop duo Soft Cell in '81. Tainted Love reached number 1 on the UK singles chart and was the best-selling single in 1981 in the UK. A major hit during the second British invasion, the song spent a then record 43 weeks on the US Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 8. Here to perform Tainted Love, please welcome the NCHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band. Please welcome to the field the Natrona County High School dance team, better known as NCDT. The dance team is under the direction of Coach A.J. Campbell, Assistant Coach Leah Watsakwa, Team Captain Megan Boone, and Co-Captain Eliza Walters. The dance team joins the band and performs to Mic Drop by Steve Aoki. Please stand and join the NCHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band as they perform the school song. We hope you have enjoyed this halftime performance and thank you for supporting music and the arts in the Natrona County Schools.
All right. So another excellent performance by the Mustang Marching Band. Yeah, changing that up every week. So those kids are, like I've mentioned before, they've been learning new songs every week. To trying to do that like a college marching band does. So, good job to Mr. Weiss and his staff. And just another excellent performance. All right, we've got the homecoming court that's walking out onto the field.
2019 homecoming court.
So, we'll pull up the list here. Let me grab that. Thanks to Libby Crown for the email earlier today.
Kelly Lembeck and Mason Henry.
All right, so obviously an all-senior court. So Kelly Lembeck and Mason Henry
Peyton Hatcher.
are fourth attendants. Nick Frimmel's in the locker room, so I'm not sure who's walking for him, but he's third attendant with Peyton Hatcher.
Our second attendant is Madison Willis.
Second attendant is Dante Wallace and Madison Willis. She goes by Maddie, not Madison. First attendants are Elena Garcia and Cooper Quigg. Obviously, that's not Cooper out there.
And your king and queen.
And
Jillian Wallace and Gabe DeGrave.
homecoming king is Gabe DeGrave. And queen is Jillian Wallace of NCTV fame. Both of those kids been putting in the work. So there is your homecoming court for 2019. We got band kids, cheerleaders, football players, NCTVers. Mason Henry ran an incredible race at the cross-country meet today. He won the meet, actually, and I think he beat everybody by close to 2 minutes, and that's no joke. And that's a lot in a cross-country race. So we'll get to some of those results later here in the halftime. Chris Finch out there doing some backup duty for Dante Wallace, looked like, walking with his good buddy Maddie Willis. And Elena Garcia getting mobbed down there by her fellow cheerleaders. That's pretty awesome. That's what it's supposed to be all about. So there's your homecoming court for 2019. We had a good spirit week. Pretty funny to see everybody walking around in tie-dye, college stuff. Cowboy Day was rad because we had two kids show up with horses. No joke. If you were on Facebook or even watched the news this week, you saw a couple guys decided to bring the horses in to school. I've always joked about that with people from like back east that ask if we ride horses to school. I'm like, oh yeah, of course we do. And of course we don't, but now we do. So all right, let's try to get some updates. I'm trying to find this through some wild prep stuff, so I can tell you firsthand knowledge. I was out at the Paradise Valley Golf Course today, where both cross country teams are running. The Phillies and the Mustangs both came away with team titles. Like I mentioned, Mason Henry won the men's event with a dominating performance, and I'll try to get the team scores here real quick. I'm not sure if they're posted at Wild Preps, but like I mentioned, the Phillies won as well. The Glenn Legler Memorial, named after former Natrona County Athletic Director Glenn Legler, who passed away, I'm not sure how many years ago now, but he has a track meet named after him in the spring and a cross country meet named after him in the fall. Just for all the great things that he did for the students of not only Natrona County High School, but all the kids all over the state. So I don't have any direct results for the cross country meet today, but I do know that the Phillies team had, I think, 4 of the top 7 runners. Homecoming attendant Maddie Willis finished second today. Delilah Badeke also placed in that top 7, along with Kiana Heiser. And then the boys team was in a battle with Kelly Walsh for the first place spot today, but the Mustangs come away with enough points for both teams to sweep the victories at the Casper Cross Country Invitational out at Paradise Valley earlier today in the rain. Had a lot of slipping out there, so good job running in tough conditions. All right, tennis. We had 2 teams advance to the second round of tennis action today. I don't believe either team was able to advance further, but a good season for the tennis squad. First year head coach Karen Calling and her kids did a great job all year of competing. Saw a little bit of that last weekend at the regional tennis competition that was held here in Casper. State golf, the Mustang boys finished with a second place finish, in the state. Had a couple All-Staters in there. I believe Braden Barr was an All-State golfer. I think he placed 4th overall. Phillies, I think, took 3rd or 4th, and Sophie Spiva took 3rd overall to be named an All-Stater as well. So a nice season, good golf season for both teams, and I believe both teams will be returning everybody next year. I'm not going to say I promised volleyball scores because I know better, and sure enough, I can't find any. So I'm going to go back to Wild Preps here and see if I can get updates on volleyball for today. The big tournament is the Casper Invitational going on up at the Event Center all day. There's the scoreboard, so we'll see if we can pull anything up. I know the Phillies played this morning at 10, but I have not heard any results yet, so let's see if we can find anything. Nope. Of course not, Zach. Every week, I'm asking for volleyball scores and denied, man. I'm texting coaches now. I'm doing it. Come on now.
It's for the people.
All right, I'm telling them. I'm putting them on the spot.
Call them, put them up to the mic.
All right. So, halftime score here at Cheney Alumni Field is Natrona 21, the Cheyenne East T-Birds 14. Late touchdown by the T-Birds cut it to a 1-score lead, but a very entertaining first half. I'll go through the scoring plays here in just a moment. All right, real quick, I'm going to go back to football scores, and we're going to update each class while I wait for hopefully some results from the Casper invite today. All right, week 4 scoreboard. So that means week 5 for 4A because we have a 0 week in 4A football. Thanks to the concession stands, folks, for a cup of coffee. That is going to do a guy good. Okay, so let's start at the bottom this time, bottom of the page. All right, 6-man. Guernsey Sunrise defeated NSI, Normative Services, 56-46. Meeteetse defeated Burlington in a really close game. That one, 21-18. That's a low-scoring 6-man game. The Farson Eden Pronghorns have won 15 games in a row. They defeated Riverside 54-30. Little Snake River, the number 1 overall team in 1A 6-man, beat St. Stephen's 53-0. I think I was reading somewhere that they have not given up a point in 3 games, which is impossible in 6-man football. KC Midwest, it has a 0-0 score reported in the first quarter. All right, now 1A 11-man. Number 3 Cokeville defeats Shoshone 41-16. Bighorn in a big matchup of number 1, number 2 leads the Upton Sundance Patriots 7-0. That game in the third quarter. I think that game is up at Bighorn High School as well. Number 4 Lusk leads Southeast 8-7. That game at the half. Pine Bluffs leads Tongue River 13-6 in a game of holy cow, that's far away to travel for football. Wind River and Wright are tied at 0 in the first quarter. All right, 2A final. It's Pinedale 24 over Grable 13. Newcastle leads Moorcroft 25-6 in the third. Number 1 Mountain View leading Thermop 28-0 at half. Big Piney and Kemmerer tied at 0 in the first, as are Glenrock and number 2 Buffalo. Lyman leads number 5 Lovell 6-0, that game in the second. And Burns leads number 3 Wheatland 13-0 in the first. 3A final score from the big game between the Bronx and the Bronx. Cody comes away with a 19-15 victory. That game in Cody. Number 4 Douglas leads Rollins 20-12, that game at the half. So is the game in Powell tonight, as number 5 Powell, the Panthers lead the Red Devils 7-0. Lander defeated Torrington 21-6. Star Valley leads Green River 7-0 at halftime, and Riverton leads Worland 10-7, also at the half. And finally, 4A, number 1 Thunder Basin leads Gillette 21-7 in the second. Central leads Laramie, that game 33-0 at the half. Sheridan is defeating Kelly Walsh 21-10, that game at the half as well. Rock Springs has already finished off Cheyenne South in a game that saw the clock roll 50-0, the Tigers over the Bison. And last score is number 4 Natrona leading number 2 Cheyenne East 21-14. All right. Just quickly recapping the scoring, Talbot has 2 touchdown passes tonight. One to Avery Cox, a 16-yarder on, I believe, a third down with a wheel route, gave the Mustangs a 7-0 lead with about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Last play of the second quarter was an 82-yard touchdown pass from Harrison Talbot to Roman Overstreet, the sophomore, with a huge catch and run, making it 14-0 at the end of one. East answers with a 16-yard pass from Buell to Allmiller. That one 16 yards, makes it 14-7. All right, I'll finish the scoring here in just a moment. The ball is picked up by the upbacks, and a pretty good return considering. I want to say that looked like David Miller. I'm not sure. And no, it's not. Number 6, that is either Carl Williams or Preston Prop. I'm not sure. The sophomore might be getting a little looks here. Little looks. That's not very good English. Might be getting a look tonight. Jeez, Zach. Holy shnikes. All right, so we were at 14-7 with Buell to Allmiller. Wills Jackson answers within 2 minutes, a 51-yard touchdown run to make it 21-7 with 7:38 in the second, and then East scored with 43 seconds left in the second quarter to make it 21-14, which is where we start the third quarter. Short side pitch to David Miller. That's going to give him about 2 yards. I know the offensive guys were looking at that short side bunch formation, so you get 3 guys over here, as you can see right now. So you've got True and Kobe Kelly and Million Allison all to the right of Talbot near us. East in that 5-2 look. They're dropping a couple safeties back now. It's going to be an inside run. Nope. Talbert's going to drop back to pass. Pulls up, goes over the middle, and it is nearly intercepted twice. Oof. Allmiller about had another reception just from the wrong guy. Jackson Hesford there too, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Always dangerous to throw it across your body. Good play by Allmiller. All right, so 3 receivers to the left now for Talbert. Looks like Cox, Allison, Overstreet, Roman Overstreet down here by himself on the bottom. And Talbert's going over the middle. Not sure if that was intended for Allison. The wind blowing pretty hard now out of the east, and that ball got knocked down or wasn't where it was supposed to be. At any rate, the incompletion brings up 4th down and the first punt of the night for the Mustangs. Ben Hoppins back to kick.
For the Mustangs.
Hoppins with a kick, and that punt is going to go off to the right. I'm not sure where it went out. But the punting woes for Natrona continue. That's probably going to be about a 17, 18-yarder. All right, ball is going to be placed at the east 46-yard line. Opening possession only took 1 minute and 8 seconds off the clock for NC. And the T-Birds, in their number 1 ranked offense, have the ball for their first possession of the second half. All right, see, Zach, I asked the right person. Coach Hager, well done. JV girls beat Rollins and South today and split 2 sets with Sheridan. Varsity girls beat Sheridan today, South and Rollins. So varsity goes 6-0 while JV went 5-1 at the Casper Invite on day 1. All right. So there we go. Finally got all of our scores in. Yay. All right. Jeez. Only took us 5 weeks. Anyway, Allmiller with the run. I'm sorry, Anderton. He's still sucking last year. Allmiller had a million runs last year. All right. Buell with Anderton set to his left. 3-man off to the right. Pass back. Low ball. That's not going to go anywhere. If anything, it might be a loss on the play. They're going to mark it for about a half-yard gain. So just like that, it's 3rd and 9. I think I said it was on the 46. It's on the 44, just past the 44. 3 receivers left. Buell drops back. He's looking left. Now he's going to go over the top. He's got Allmiller, and you cannot leave that guy wide open. And he is just too good. The 10, 12, 20, 25, 30-yard pass play gives East a first down inside the Natrona 25. Well-designed play by East gets Allmiller by himself, and Buell's going to hit him. All right, quickly back up. They're going to go to, Buell throws it into the end zone, out of bounds. It was the back out again. Anderton running not quite a wheel, kind of a swing pass, and then takes it up the sideline. That's really tough to cover as a linebacker. So the shot play goes incomplete, barely out of bounds. That one actually might have been blown out of bounds. But the result is 2nd down. All right, 2nd down ball given to Anderton, and not much happening on the running side of things for either team, to be honest, tonight. Maybe a gain of 1. So another 3rd down play. Both teams had struggled on defense against 3rd down plays drawn up by the opposing team. All right, Buell drops back. Pressure off the side by Miller. He's not going to get there in time. Ball is dropped by Jackson Hesford, and Miller gave Buell a shot on that one. Either he hung in there or didn't see it coming.
Valdez
So Nolan Valdez now getting a look at what I'm going to call a nickel position. So 5 DBs out there for the Mustangs. Quigg and Palomo still at corner. 8 seconds on the play clock. 7, 6, 5. Buell gets it off with 1 second left on the play clock. Goes over the middle. Ball's going to be low, and it's incomplete. And the Mustangs, after giving up the huge play to Anderson, Allmiller, hold and get the ball back. Boy, that's big.
First down.
I'm trying to remember an offense that has looked like this. Boy, you'd have to go pretty far back, I think. I'm really, Campbell County back in 2000 had an offense that looked kind of like this. It was just incessant passing, and they had guys that could go get it. So a great stop on 4th down by the Mustangs gives them the ball back. Looks like it's going to be inside run. It's Talbert, and he's got a little room. There he goes, out to the outside. Good job by Overstreet for not getting a block in the back. Maybe a late hit out of bounds. But the counter by Talbert is a gain of 17. So the first down run gets NC to their own 41. Nice blocking up front. Talbot broke a tackle and was able to pick up nearly 20. 1st and 10. Allison in motion to the left. 2 receivers each side. Ball's going to be given inside. Oh, and there goes Wills Jackson. Wills has got 10 yards. He's got nearly 15. So the weak side zone, that's a new look. Good job by Talbot reading that defensive end, and Matrona picks up 2 first downs on 2 consecutive plays. Tight right for Talbot. Quick snap. Ball is given inside to Jackson, and he fumbles the ball, and I'm not sure who's got it. It's either True. Oh, no. East has got it. Oh, boy, that another good hole, but somebody reached in and stripped it out. And Bradley Whitwright, the defensive lineman, comes up with it. And so East will get the ball back on their own 46. Boy, tough break. Mustangs had solid momentum in their favor. And now have the defense back out. And the biggest problem with this is clearly how long can you cover Allmiller? The kid is just too good. So he's down here at the bottom of our screen. He's going to run a crossing route and then go up the middle. Buell is going to take off and run. He's got at least 10. Cuts it back. Going to take a shot from Palomo, but not until he's gained 18 on the first down run. As I mentioned earlier, Buell went out with a season-ending knee or foot injury last year. Maybe it was an ankle even. I can't remember, but East was rocking and rolling until that happened, and still was about 1 play away from playing in the state title game last season. Up 14-0 in the first half on the Mustangs here at Cheney Alumni Field. And Natrona came marching all the way back and won it with less than a minute to play in the game. 2 really good football teams tonight. All right, Buell is going back out. Oh, ball is dropped by Allmiller. Incomplete pass. That actually works out to East's favor, because Allmiller had nowhere to go on that one. Wills Jackson with the tackle. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 for East. They're going back to that bunch formation, the trips bunch, and trying to get Allmiller out here by himself. Palomo looks like one-on-one with him. Wouldn't be surprised if they go back down here to number 4. Buell. He's actually going to pull it, throws it out quickly, and the pass is caught by Hesford. Tackle made by Wills Jackson again. A gain of about 4 or 5 is going to bring up third down. No doubt East is going to go for it on fourth down, even if they don't get it here. Got about 100 of you joining us tonight, so thanks for spending Friday evening here with us in Casper. Patrick Schmidt, nice to see you again. Hope things are warmer in California than they are here. Allmiller with the catch over the middle again. Tackle made by Talbert, but just a nearly impossible assignment to cover him by yourself. So 3rd and 5 turns into 1st and goal from the 3. Talbert saves a touchdown. Let's see if they can make it work. Allmiller down to the left. Anderton on the inside. Ball's given to Anderton, and he's going to pick up maybe half a yard.
Anderton stopped for a short gain. Nick Rimmel on the tackle.
Quick sub out. I don't have a name for number 87. It's a traditional doubles formation with a tight end now. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sort of motion here and Buell move back to his right. There's the motion. It's going to be a sweep. And they give it on the outside and a good play, and they might even be a hold. Unfortunately, maybe a horse collar tackle. That was Tuesday. I think Schrader had the run.
Nelson for the tackle.
Injured player for East, I believe, is 87, who just got subbed in. He probably just got rolled up on a little bit. Good to see him up and moving. Now we got to see what the flag is. Holding on East. Oh, that's a big one. So that, if it's based on where the flag is, yeah, so that's going to move the ball all the way back to the East, or the Natrona 15. Truth be told, the only problem with that is it gives Buell and Allmiller more room to work with. Now, it looked like for a minute that they were going to do what they call a bracket coverage, so a guy over the top and a guy underneath on Allmiller, which isn't a terrible idea. But now they've moved Talbert over to cover Allmiller. 3 receivers right, Anderton to the left. And Allmiller, with his 3rd touchdown catch of the night, like I just mentioned, that's the only problem with giving him more room. It gives Allmiller more room to move. So for the 3rd time tonight, Buell hits Allmiller. That one from 15. And if the extra point is good, it will be tied at 21. That score comes with 5:32 left in the 3rd quarter. PAT is good, and we've got a tie ball game.
Which brings your score, Cheyenne East 21, and your Natrona County Mustangs 21.
So as to be expected, another shootout between East and Natrona. I think it's fair to say this is a measuring stick game for both programs every year. You find out exactly what you've got whenever you play each other. Both teams are very well coached, very good. So now it's all about the adjustments. The good news for the Mustang defense, if they have absolutely shut the East run game down, there's nothing happening there. The bad news is they still have Buell and Allmiller. And East has a couple other guys that have caught the ball well tonight, too. So, Wills Jackson and Isaac Palomo back deep. Brian Mead, the sophomore, to kick it off again. He's kicked every one of these short tonight. I'm almost wondering if that's been on purpose. That one might go out of bounds. Wills Jackson picks it up. Oh, he's got a little room to the outside. And he might go. There's a flag down on the play. Wills Jackson, and he makes a great move. And he's going to house it for the touchdown. Now, I don't know what the flag is. We will see. It's a hold. Oh, goodness. You can't have points come off the board like that. I'm not even sure how guys got over there to block. It rolled around real quick. I thought it was going to go out of bounds. Jackson picks it up. I thought he outran the coverage. Oh, man. That's a killer. So instead of a touchdown return for Jackson, it's going to put the ball at the Mustang 10. The home crowd not happy. Not that we condone it, but you've got to involve student section when they're booing. They usually are just kind of having fun, not paying that much attention. Holy cow. Wind tunnel. Goodness. Well, the 84-yard kickoff return for touchdown negated by the hold. Oh, the mic won't turn off for the ref. All right. So Talbert, he's going to give it up the middle, and that is Braxton Bundy. And Bundy with a 14-yard gain. Braxton's first carry of the evening. We're going to get an official's timeout to get that mic fixed. Thank goodness. Whew. All right. They still have it fixed. Holy moly. That was loud. All right. So, just like that, Natrona with the ball in their own 24. A gain of 14 by Bundy. 1st and 10 Mustangs. Talbert. He's going to give it again to Bundy. Stiff arm to the outside, but he's not going to get around the outside. The tackle made there. Try to get a number. I think it's 86. That's going to be Jarrett Taylor. He's 6'2", 175 pounds. He's a junior. And East is now rolling they're still in their 5 front. Looks like they're bringing pressure up the middle. Talbert, he's going to roll to his right. Quick dump off. That's going to go to True. True's got to get upfield. He's going to put his shoulder down, deliver a blow, and he's out to about the 30. Good catch and run by True. Yeah, gain of about 8 or 9 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 5 for NC. 4:10 left in the third quarter. Game tied at 21. Talbert, 3 guys to his right. Motions True to his left. He's got man coverage there. Nobody over the top. Straight man coverage by the T-Birds. And we've got a guy over the top. That's Million Allison. Talbert takes a shot, but that's going to be pass interference. No doubt about that. Hesford had to grab Allison, or that would have been 6.
There's a flag on the play.
Yep, defensive holding. You know, coaches always, in high school anyway, always coach both sides of the ball. I was an offensive guy back in the day, and this is when it gets really fun because both teams have what we call dudes. Both teams have dudes, and you're seeing it. They're running routes. They're trying to cover each other man on man with no help over at the top. And then, just like every game, but especially tonight, it's going to be who can make the most plays. So East with a 5-2 front. Those defensive ends are really out wide, trying to take out the outside run. Looks like pressure up the middle from the T-Birds. Going to be an inside run. Actually, Calvert keeps it, puts his shoulder down. He's going to get about 2.5 or 3.
Talbert keeps for a short game.
East does a great job of getting off the ball. They are really tough to block. They put a nose guard right over the center. And that's Bradley Whitright for the T-Birds this year. And they flat out get after you. All right, 2nd and 8. Looks like straight man again. He's probably bringing pressure here. Yeah, and they do. All right, they got pressure up the middle. Nice job by Bundy picking it up. Talbert's going to go over the top, and it looks like pass interference again. Allison had his man beat. That might be where the Stangs have to go. But pass interference again. It's going to give NC a first down. Great job by Braxton Bundy on the blitz pickup. Gives Talbert some time to throw that. Again, if he gets that over the top. And the pass interference is going to move that ball. I think that's 15 in high school. It should be. Pass interference on the defense. Yep, it's 15. All right, so that's going to put the ball at the 43.5 of Cheyenne East.
Another Mustang first down.
Man, we've had some really cool things. Like we get to watch and see where people are watching from. Actually, they tell us where we're not watching. That's creepy. We've got a viewer from Afghanistan tonight. That's incredible. Awesome. All right, Bundy up the middle. He's got a big hole. Breaks it off. He's at the 30. Got one man to beat. And it's a good open field tackle made by Ox Schrader. Otherwise, that's 6 for Natrona. So again, the Mustangs. Wow. Nice job by Bundy tonight. He's getting most of the carries here in the second half. 2 receivers each side for Talbert. The give is up the middle. He's keeping it. And Harrison with about a 4-yard run on the first down carry. Good misdirection. Puts the ball near the East 21. So 3 receivers now to the right for Talbert on second down. East is going to back it off. Back in pass coverage. Talbert, he's going to go over the top. He's got a man. Oh! I'm not sure if Allmiller got a hand on it. I think he did. Pass intended for Kobe Kelly. And that's going to bring up... It's going to bring up 3rd down for the Mustangs. So, trips bunch to the right of Talbert. Overstreet by himself on the top. Play action. Talbert wide open in the middle is Kelly. He's got it covered up and he might be able to get in. And he does! Touchdown Mustangs! Great play design. Kobe Kelly wide open. And the 21-yard touchdown pass gives the Mustangs the lead again. So Kelly with the reception, and he fights his way into the end zone. Hoppins Ball is down. Kick is up and good.
Hopkins' extra point is good.
So Natrona, after having a 80-plus yard kickoff return called back on a hold, immediately put a 90-yard touchdown drive together. And with 2:01 remaining in the third, have the lead again.
With 2 minutes remaining in the third, Cheyenne East 21 and your Natrona County Mustangs 28.
Well, we've got another barn burner between Cheyenne East and Natrona. All right. Well, again, have no idea where the wind's blowing from. Looks like it's from the east still. Hoppins to boot it again. Last time he pinned the Thunderbirds on their own 10. Only 3 guys up on that front line for East. A lot of times that'll look like a roller back in the day. But not tonight. All right, Hoppins with the boot, and that's going to go in the end zone. Nice job. Hoppins puts it over the goal line for a touchback.
Cheyenne East will start on the 20-yard
And Graydon Buell, who has 3 touchdown passes, all 3 of them to Allmiller tonight, tries to see if he can get an answering score for Cheyenne East. So as I was mentioning, we have what I'm assuming is a member of our military watching from Afghanistan tonight. They're mentioning us, shouting out to us on the stream here. It is shaping up to be a great game, Mr. Ewalt. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. All right, trips receivers and right back to Hallmiller. Here we go again. Oh boy, Buell just overthrows him. My gosh, I don't know what you do. Allmiller barely was a step behind that. Otherwise, that's 6 again. Jeez. Boy, Buell, if you don't know Buell's story, he actually was a starter for Rock Springs as a freshman at quarterback, and then his family moved to Cheyenne, and he enrolled at East and was their starting quarterback as a sophomore until he got hurt. So Buell has obviously got talent. Oh, and he's going to be sacked. Big time play there. Nice blitz by Braddock, who had a couple big early tackles in the game. And that sack is nearly a 10-yarder. Buell didn't have a chance.
which brings up 3rd and long.
3rd and 19 now. East on their own 11. Oh, I think that's the first or second sack tonight for the Mustang defense. All right, here comes Braddock again, and they're going to swing it out. It's like a little screenplay, and that pass is caught. Nice tackle in the open field by Talbert. Saves what might have been a first down. Anderson with a great catch and run. Good call by the East offense. There's a lot of pressure coming, but it's too deep in their own territory, and East is going to be forced to punt. Now, last time they tried to punt, they faked it, but the Mustang front 4 or 5 sniffed it out and stopped them a yard short. That's what happens when you have Anderson as your up back. Cole Michaeli. Back to punt. Snaps high, it's over his head. It's all the way back into the end zone. Michaeli is still going to try to get it off, and he does somehow. Now, there's no roughing the kicker on that. Oh, boy, what an opportunity there. That was a big-time play by Michaeli. I don't know how he got that thing off. But the result of the play is the Mustangs essentially get a 3.5-yard punt out of East. And NC's going to start with the ball in the East 31. Well, that's really tough ground as a defender. If it looks like the punter's going to run it, you can hit him. Now, I don't think Michael I had the ball long enough to make it look like he was running. So he made a good play even to get that punt off. East might have actually been fortunate that the ball went that far back. But the result of the play is NC having the ball now. 1st and 10 on the Cheyenne East 31. The inside handoff goes to Bundy, and Bundy is going to be swallowed up. Again, big night for Bradley Whitwright. I think Natrona's doing a pretty good job on the big guys for East tonight. Their two leading players haven't really been in the tackle column. But Whitwright's having a good game, and that play is going to bring us to the end of the third. And what looks like an exciting finish. No gain on the play. Finishes the quarter, so 2nd and 10 on the East 31. But with 12 minutes to go, number 4 Natrona leads number 2 Cheyenne East 28-21, and the Mustangs are driving. All right, let's see if we can get some updated scores. Okay, we already said Rock Springs beat South 50-0. That game of final. Central leads Laramie 47-0. That game in the third halftime, it says. That's not right. So that's got to be the third now, and that game's going to be on a running clock. Thunder Basin leads Gillette 35-7. That game at half. And Sheridan now leads Kelly Walsh 42-10. That game in the third. All right, I think we've got the mic fixed for the ref. That's good. All right. So Talbert was 2nd and 10 in the empty backfield. Nobody with him. Palomo in motion. Give his to Palomo. He's going to cut up. Nice stutter step move. Cuts inside. It's going to be a hold, though. Oh, that's too bad. Palomo had enough easily for a first down, but it's going to be a hold at the 27. So that's going to move the ball back to the East 37. That's unfortunate there. That was a good cut by Palomo. Natrona's had some success running off that left-hand edge. So Bundy back in the game now. He's at tailback. Kelly and Allison at receiver, along with Roman Overstreet. Two backs in the backfield, and 2 men in motion. Broken play, and now Talbert's going to be sacked. Well, that play was goofy from the beginning. The really bad thing is that East is going to be able to decline the penalties because it's essentially a 5-yard loss on the result of the play and bring up 3rd down. Oh, that's a killer. All right, so 3rd and 23? 3rd and 23 for the Mustangs. Both teams have made a living on 3rd down conversions tonight. Can the Mustangs do it one more time? Miller comes in for Bundy. 3 receivers to the left for Talbert. Might be a good time for a screen. East bringing pressure up the middle. Talbert's going to quick kick it on 3rd down. And it's going to roll. Oh, it takes a bad bounce. Takes a bad bounce and goes into the end zone. I think Harrison kicked that left-footed. Well, that looked like what was going to be a promising drive for NC, starting on the East 31, but the East defense holds, helped by back-to-back penalties on the Mustangs. And so now, Graydon Buell and the East offense looks to find their way to score and tie this game up. It looks like a false start on the T-Birds. So both teams with the penalty bug here. 5-yard infraction moves the ball back to the East 15. Trips bunch. A lot of teams like to run a toss or a weird swing play. There it is. There's the toss. And Anderton's got the ball, and he is out to the 41-yard line, tackled by Palomo and Quigg, but this is going to come back for a hold. Good job by, it's either Frimmel or True. The defensive end on this left side, it looks like it was True, had his hands up in the air and he was being lifted up by the defenders. This is pretty easy to see. So the spot foul is on the 17. That's going to move it back to the 9. Half the distance, so 8.5. Half the distance to the goal line makes it first and 21 now. Buell, Anderton to his left. 3 receivers also to his left. Fake, quick to Anderton. Ball is thrown out to the side. His knee was down, but that's a loss of 3 on the play. Good open field tackle there by Wilsk Jackson. Ball was caught by Hesford, but a loss of 3. All right, so 2nd and 24 now. Now the danger in that play is they're going to fake it at some point and try to go over the top. Buell. Does Natrona bring pressure up the middle? Braddock's already got a sack. Nearly had one on the last play too. But you got to cover that back out when you do it. Braddock drops. He's no pressure. Buell moves up, tries to get the ball off, hits Allmiller, but a good gang tackle there. It's a gain of about 12 or 13, but no more. Brings up 3rd and 12 or 13 from the East 17. 9:45 and counting, 4th quarter. Mustangs up by 7. 3 receivers to the left again. Palomo on Allmiller. Jackson over the number 2 receiver. And pressure up off the side by Miller. And Miller nearly gets there, gets the sack. Buell's going to pick it up and throw it. And Allmiller's wide open down the middle of the field and catches it. Oh, goodness. Natrona had the blitz dialed up. You can't miss that one. And Allmiller hauls it in for about a 40 to maybe even a 50-yard gain on 3rd and 13. Oh, man. Buell can just make plays, man. That's just it. Brendan Nelson into the game now. The defensive line. 2 receivers each side. Buell back to pass again. Pressure from Miller again. Gets the ball off. Play is made. I'm not sure who caught that. Good, clean tackle by Jackson. It's Hesford that catches the ball, and it's another first down. Good job of finishing the tackle by Wilsk, but it's enough for a first down again. Now they got Allmiller all by himself off to the left. Jake Rail with 3 receivers off to the right. Allmiller, Buell tries to get the ball off. That might be considered a fumble. Ball's loose. They're going to call it an incomplete. Oh, boy, I don't know. Again, the Mustangs just can't quite get Buell wrapped up. That's a huge break for East. That easily could have been called a fumble. Now, I can't remember if that was first or second down. So 2nd and 10. Buell Got a swing pass. Going to go out to Anderton. It's dropped.
Buell's pass to Anderton, incomplete.
Whew. 8:28 to go.
On the third down.
Oh, you can barely catch your breath. This one's going to come down to conditioning. Two good football teams playing hard tonight. Natrona up 7. Bunch formation. Watch for Allmiller over the top. 3rd and 10. Buell, he's going to roll to his right. Fake pitch. Comes back. Allmiller, he's going to go over the top. Buell points it to him, and he doesn't catch the ball, but they're going to call pass interference on Palomo.
Pass is incomplete, but there's a flag on the play.
Now, a lot of times you'll see that kind of a play. They fake the toss, and they come back to a deep post. So that receiver on the left is going to run right at the middle of the field. But Buell pointed to Allmiller to go to the corner, and that's when Palomo got him. Now, the problem with that is that the defender, if it's incidental contact, especially on a change of direction like that, he isn't normally going to get called for pass interference. But 2 officials threw a flag there, so we'll go with that one. That's an automatic first down for the T-Birds. Ball at the Mustang 20. Pitch outside. Anderton cuts it up to the middle. First time they've had probably over 8 yards rushing since the first quarter. And that's exactly what it's going to be. Gain of 8 down to the 14-yard line. Now East is trying to quickly get a play called before Natrona can get the ball off, but they're not going to be set, and they're going to lose 5. There is no way East was set there. No way. So Natrona did have at least 12 men on the field. But if you snap the ball and guys are still getting set, that's got to be on East. And it can't be offsetting either. Yep, that's the correct call. Oh, wow, really? It can't be 12 men on the field until the ball snap, but that can't be right. You can't call 12 men if the ball's not in play. That doesn't work that way. I don't think that's right. Because otherwise, it's not a play. But that doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna look that up, Zach. You can't have a play where there's illegal participation if the play itself doesn't count. That's weird. I've never seen that before. Anyway, replay the down. 2nd and 4. Allmiller. He's going to pitch it out to the right. Quick cutback by Anderton. And he's going to be over the 14, down to maybe the 13, but it's not enough for a first. So 3rd and 3 at the Mustang, 13.5, we'll say. 2 receivers each side for Buell. Anderton in the backfield. 7:30, clock running here in the 4th quarter. Buell. Play action. Again, the defensive end, and Buell's going to run it. He's going to try to get in the end zone, and he stopped short. Good open field tackle. Looked like the ball might have come out. It's going to be marked down at the 4. Boy, multiple opportunities for Natrona to get the sack tonight, and they just haven't been able to wrangle Buell. Now it's 1st and goal. Substitutions for the Mustangs on defense. Again, 2 receivers to each side. Buell looking it over, getting the signal from the sideline. Anderton Motion over the side. Anderson's going to get the ball up the middle. Goes off the left. He's going to be stuffed. Nothing doing. Great job up front by the Mustang defensive line, giving room for guys like Miller and Braddock to come up and make the play. Well, if you're with us tonight, you picked the only competitive game in 4A. So welcome aboard. 2 receivers each side. 2nd and goal from the Mustang 4. Buell drops back again, looking over the middle. He's got a man, and it is caught again. Allmiller with his 4th touchdown catch. The 5-yarder. Goodness gracious. Tips it to himself. PAT pending. 6:16 left in the game. Buell to Allmiller times 4 now. Allmiller basically keeping him in it by himself. The kick is up, and it is good. We're tied at 28.
Which brings your score to Cheyenne East 28 and your Natrona County Mustangs 28. Ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets ready for our 50-50 drawing, and our next break of action, we will draw for that amazing 50-50 prize of $1 million.
All right. So Allmiller with his 4th touchdown reception. That brings him up to 12 on the season. I don't know what the overall state record is for touchdown receptions in a year, but 12 in 5 games has got to put you on pace. Goodness. Well, Buell just has been keeping drives alive with his feet, and Allmiller's been catching nearly everything thrown to him. And if not, it's pass interference on him, which moves the chains too. So, 6:16 left, 4th quarter. East 28, Natrona County 28. In an excellent game. Winner of this game has the inside position, probably to the number 2 overall seed, based on how the rest of the season pans out. Brian Mead with the kick. Another low liner. They don't want that ball to go deep, but it is. And Palomo picks it up, and he's going to slowly work it through, and there's nothing doing. He's stuffed at about the 27.
Isaac Palomo on the return.
And the Mustang offense is back out to try to answer. 56 points tonight combined. Well, I think in general the Natrona staff's got to be incredibly pleased. I know the Sheridan game was pretty rough a couple weeks ago, and this East team is legit. They are very good. They are senior loaded. They're going to continue to get better, but these young kids for NC have really played well tonight. And now it's just going to come down to who finishes. All right, Talbert, he's going to get pressure up the middle. Bundy's got a wide open hole up the middle. Makes a cut and is down at the Natrona 37.5, but that's more than enough for a first. And the Natrona run game, if that gets going, will be a big deal. So 4 receivers in now for the Mustangs. Avery Cox at the Y. Snap. Inside give to Bundy. He's got it again. Big hole up the middle. And he's going to have, wow, about 10. Depends on how they spot it. That's another first. So back-to-back 10-yard runs for the Mustangs. Get it near midfield. Good hard running by the junior. Talbert, 2 receivers to each side. Pressure up the middle by East. Talbert's going to keep it himself and nothing doing there. The counter has been a great play for NC for a long time, but it didn't happen there. East has usually done a pretty good job of shutting that down. Harrison's busted a couple tonight, but not that time. True back in the game now. Roman Overstreet up on the top of the field there. Inside of him, Kobe Kelly. Million Allison and Jonathan True to the left of Talbert. All right, bootleg pass. Talbert dumps it. He's got Kelly. So the pass is complete. It's about a 4-yard gain. Good pursuit by East. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6.5. 4:38 in counting, fourth quarter. Allison and Kelly now. To the short side. True. Short side as well. So 3 receivers to the left for Talbert. Overstreet by himself up top. Talbert rolls to his left. He's going to pick it up, and he's got some room, and there he goes. He's at the 40, the 30. Get a block. Down to the 20 and out of bounds. Oh, smart play by Talbert. Don't take a hit there. Easily get the first down. He saw that right away. Gain of about 25. Stops the clock with 4:07, but keeps the drive alive for NC. Big play by the junior there. Now NC's found some success running off this left side. See if they do it again. Allison in the backfield now. Shifting to a double set. Bundy back to the pistol. Snap balls up the middle. They're going to call it that the NC team wasn't set yet for a second. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about with the offsetting penalties with East. When they had the ball. That play doesn't count if it's a procedure play on the offense. That's why I don't understand when it was offsetting penalties. And they're going to call it a legal shift. And holding? What? I don't know how you do that either. That's bizarre. The referee gave the hand signal for a hold. If it's an illegal shift, that stops the play. Man, that doesn't make sense. I've never seen that before. And I see the coaches on the sideline saying the same thing. You can't have a hold on a play that didn't happen. That's crazy. I mean, the only way that happens, I guess if they let the play roll with an illegal shift, and you have the result of the play. Huh. Well, at any rate, that moves the ball back to the East 28. Now, as we've mentioned, Ben Hoppins has had 2 field goal attempts tonight, both that were easily good on distance. They just weren't accurate enough. So you've got to think Natrona, with 3:36 left, is more than willing to keep the ball and just kind of run this clock down. And I think Coach Harshman is asking the same question I am. I have never seen that before.
Your winner will win $149. If you are the winner, please come to the...
Well, at any rate, Natrona keeps the ball. 1st and 18 on the East 28. I think all the other games in 4A are final. as we approach 9:30 here in Casper. The temperature, oh, it's dropped a degree. Zach, boy, you can really tell, can't you? It's, whoa, degree down in the press box. Just kidding. We got the best seats in the house here. So, after the penalty, Talbert, 3 men to the left, 1st and 18. All right, inside give to Bundy. He's got room again. And he's going to easily pick up about 8. Ball spotted at the 20, so 2nd and 10. So 3 receivers now to the right for Talbert. East playing those wide defensive ends again. Pressure up the middle. Talbert, he's going to keep it this time and just can't get that counter going. It's a gain of none. No gain on the play. And East takes a timeout. So East takes the timeout with 2:56 remaining, trying to make sure that they have enough time left to score if they get scored on, or do we get the ball back? Put a couple seconds back on the clock. And so 3rd and 10 from the East 20. Natrona's been up by 14 once, up 21-7. East scored twice, once right at the end of the first half, and then tied it up with 5:32 left in the 3rd quarter. And then they've traded touchdowns to get us to 28 all. Nearing 150 viewers. Thank you to all of you who are joining us. That is great. All right. Big 3rd down. 3 receivers in for Natrona. Talbert. High snap. Bundy picks up the blitz. Talbert rolling to his right. He's going to get rid of it. Throws it, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted, and Bundy's going to have to make the play here. He does. But a big play by Jackson Hesford gets East the ball on the NC 33. Boy. Trying to keep the play alive with his feet. Rolled out. Trying to dump it off. And just a good play by Hesford. Touchdown saving tackle by Bundy. Now it's up to the Natrona defense here. 2:44, 4th quarter. East has had a tough time running the ball tonight. So we'll see what they dial up. All right, Buell drops back to pass. Pressure up the middle again. Finds an open man. That's Hesford, who just had the interception. And Hesford has enough for the first. Tackle made by Braddock. I think Natrona would be better served to just break down and make him throw the ball right away than give him those 2 extra seconds. That's tough to cover these guys that long. All right, Buell. He's going to give it up the middle to Anderton. He's grabbed by True and forced back. Good job by Jonathan. About a 1-yard gain, if at all. Yep, okay, they're going to give him 2. 2:10 and counting. Now, I'm not sure if East has kicked. Well, obviously, I think they've kicked 1 or 2 field goals this year. But we'll see. All right. Empty set for Buell. 2nd and 8, clock rolling. Buell drops straight back. He looks to his left. Allmiller's there. JT True's got him, and it's going to be a sack. True with the sack, finally. Just enough on that one, and that's a big loss. The ball goes all the way back to the 35-yard line. Great play by True. East is going to take their 2nd time out of the half, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are in luck. We have a new 50-50 ticket. So if you have a
1:38 now to go in the game. I couldn't tell if that was their 3rd and final timeout or not.
is 18, 90, 62, 9, 1, 8, 9, 0, 6, 2, 9. One more time. 1, 8, 9.
So we'll see what the official says. I think they wanted a clock adjustment. .143, I think, is what they're looking for on the clock. Oh, that's 14 seconds. They've got. It is not easy to be the scoreboard operator guy when they ask you to reset the clock like that. All right, 143 on the board. East either has 1 or 0 timeouts left. They've got Allmiller down to the short side. Buell with Anderton to the left. Pressure coming up the middle. Braddock, he's rolling. Buell looks. He's going to turn and throw. That ball is out of bounds. Now that's got to be. I'm not sure how that. Well, I guess there was a receiver there. Now that was a 3rd down, so 4th down, minute 35. Good job of keeping contained by the Mustang defense. True is out there again. Braddock brought pressure up the middle. So 4th and, goodness, 24. 4th and 25. East with the empty set. Crowd goes to their feet. East coach is taking a look at the Natrona defense. They've got guys over the top, and East is going to take their final timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go for
Cooper Quigg was back at free safety there. And that was the 3rd and final timeout for East. So they have 0. But with 4th and 25, you can't imagine that would matter anyway. Every other 4A game is essentially a final now. Final from Sheridan. The Bronx beat Kelly Walsh 42-17. Gillette is losing to Thunder Basin 51-14. Central beat Laramie by 33, 47-14. So a 4-man front now for the Mustangs. They're going to have 2 linebackers, Palomo and Jackson over the top. Quigg at free. Million Allison in at defensive back. Buell back in what looks like punt formation. Snap is high. They're going to boot it, and it's going to roll into the end zone. There's no way that didn't go into the end zone. Yeah, that's a touchback. Good hustle by Allmiller, but it was just a little too far in the end zone. So I think Natrona has 2 timeouts remaining, maybe 1. It says on the scoreboard that they have 2. My buddy Noxie would always say that that's never accurate anyway. So $1:25 on the clock, 4th quarter, tie ball game. Cheyenne East and Natrona. Moving the ball hasn't been a problem for NC. Big time defensive stand there after the interception. And now Talbert has a chance to lead the Mustangs on the game-winning drive. 3 receivers to his left. Bundy behind him. The quick pitch to Bundy. This has been a good play for NC all night, and it's a good play again. Bundy with a 12-yard gain on first down. Stops the clock. Minute 18 to go. Quickly back to the line. Clock is rolling. Minute 15 and counting. Again, Hoppins has the leg to kick it from about 50. It's just a matter of the wind. Talbert, snap. Give is to Bundy. He's going off the right side now, and that's going to be a gain of 4. Quickly up to the line. Minute to go, 4th quarter. Quickly back up to the line. 2nd and 6. Talbert snaps. Quick throw out to the side. It's going to be caught. No, it's not. Overstreet with the drop. He would have had the first. He tried to get out of bounds before he caught it. Young guy mistake. That's okay. He'll get it. It was a good route. He had room. 3rd and 5.5. 2 timeouts for the Mustangs. 43 seconds to go. Clock stops on the incompletion. 15 seconds on the play clock. 13. Trips left a bunch. 5 seconds. 4. 3. Pitch again to Bundy. He's going to have to cut it up. Good blocking. Oh, Bundy works for it. But it's going to be 4th down and about 4. And if they're smart, they're just going to let this run out and we're going to go to overtime. Yep, that's what you got to do. And I say, okay, you can't afford to give East the ball back, and they don't have any timeouts anyway. So I don't think we've had any overtime games yet in 4A this year. That's going to change now. 8, 7, 6, 5. And the count is done. There we go. We're at 000. They fire the cannon. Not sure why. That's okay. We're going to overtime. All right, high school overtime rules. I don't think we've had an overtime game yet, have we, Zach? All right, dude. Well, free football, that's what we say. Free football, buddy. All right. So the captains will come back out. There's going to be a coin toss. East will call it. Whoever wins the toss will elect to either play defense or offense. Most teams choose defense first. And the opposing team will get to choose which end they play on. Now, considering the wind is coming out of the east, I'm not sure if it matters. If East wins the toss, they'll play defense, and I bet Natrona chooses to play defense in the south end zone where all their fans are. So we'll try to get the result of the coin toss here. No time is on the clock, just the play clock, so the 40-second play clock will be in effect. Ball will be placed at the 10-yard line. You can score a defensive touchdown in overtime, and if that happens, it's game over. So, I didn't see what the result of the toss was. It looks like East is going to get the ball first based on who's moving around down there, but I don't know. They gave the kids 3 minutes to rest. We've got about a minute 20 to go. Good buddy Noakesy asked a question I'm not sure I have the answer to. I'll try to figure that out, Jack. I don't know. Well, overtime games, they're just wild. They're going to come down to one play usually. So we'll see what's up. Still, again, I can't tell. No, they haven't done it yet. Is that right? They haven't done the coin toss yet, so we don't know.
To update the out of town scoreboard.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, East has had a really good start to the season. So has Natrona. East had Thunder Basin on the ropes at home. They were up 13, I think, on Thunder Basin. I think Thunder Basin actually kicked a field goal with like hardly any time left at all to win that game. So East could easily be 4-0. So Natrona's got to be really pleased with the effort of their kids tonight. NC's a young team this year. They got a lot of young guys, especially on the offensive and defensive line. This has been a good showing by them, and obviously East always brings their A game against the Mustangs. So a coin flip, East will call it, and we'll know exactly what's going on here shortly. As I mentioned before, this game could have huge implications on playoff seeding, depending on where these teams finish up. If both teams win out, the winner of this game has the advantage. Because East still has to play Sheridan. Natrona still has to play Thunder Basin. Thunder Basin came back down a bunch to Sheridan last week to beat the Bronx, putting the Bronx at 3-1 as well. So we'll see. Let's get this puppy going. All right, there's the coin toss. East wins the toss. And they're going to play defense. And Natrona picks the south end zone to play defense in. All right, so ball goes on the 10-yard line. You get 4 downs to do something. Oh, yep. So East will play defense first. So they're going to play defense. So first and goal at the 10. If we go through four cracks at it from the 10-yard line. Sorry, to finish the sentence. If you go past 2 overtimes, if you go into overtime number 3, you cannot kick extra points anymore. You have to go for 2. I've only seen that one time here at NC, and I think that was back in about 2004. And it was in a semifinal game against Cheyenne Central. So, I think I mentioned in the fourth quarter how it's going to come down to conditioning. And that's going to be the case as we get into overtime number 1. All right. Mustangs with 2 receivers to the right. True And in the backfield, Bundy in the backfield with Talbert. Inside handoff for a gain of about 1. Not much doing up the middle or off that right side running the ball tonight. Now you work on this in practice. Series of 4 plays that you think are going to get you into the end zone. And a lot of times that first down play is going to be to set something up. 2nd down and 10. Kelly with motion. Talbert, pitch to Bundy. He's got some room, cuts it up. Going to get down to about the 6. 6.5. It'll be 3rd and goal from there. Two receivers each side for Talbert. Again, no clock here. 3rd and goal. Talbert drops back. Pressure by East. Bundy picks it up. Talbert's over the middle. Touchdown! Roman Overstreet, the sophomore, with his 2nd touchdown of the night. Great play design. There's a hole there in the East defense. They've hit it 2 times tonight. Great ball by Talbert. Puts the Mustangs up 34-28. Hoppins in for the extra point. Sorensen to hold. Good snap. Holds down. Ball up. Kick is good. Mustangs up 35-28 on the first possession of overtime. So now if the Mustangs hold, they win. Well, that's exactly what you got to have. Having the ball right away. Excellent job by the Mustang offense. All right, so if you can get a sack here or a fumble, any kind of a turnover, and it's game over. And East has to score a touchdown and kick the extra point to keep this game alive. Now, if they score, they could go for 2, giving them the win. Or if they didn't get it, they would lose. All right. You got to know where Allmiller is, and this is why Natrona picked the south end zone. Getting loud. All right, Buell, he's dropping back. Got the pressure. Ball's caught at the 7. Oh, man, great catch by Anderton. Buell took a shot there. Schrader off to the left. You got to know that we probably straight man and a bracket on Allmiller. Can't let him beat you. Wouldn't be surprised if at all if this is a toss left to Anderton. They've got numbers. Buell in the gun. Drops back. He's going to the corner. Ball is thrown in the corner and it's incomplete. Just off the fingertips of Ox Schrader. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 5. What a homecoming game. There you go. You got to have Allmiller by himself. He's off to the left. Wilson Jackson in coverage. 3 receivers to the right. Anderton offset to the left of Buell. 5 seconds on the clock. 4, 3. Buell. He's going to keep it himself. And the tackle's going to be made by Miller. Great play by David Miller. And we might have a timeout by East. And this is it. 4th and goal on the 6. All right, so now, what do you do? If you're East, do you think they're going to bring pressure? You've got to think they've got to try to get the ball to Allmiller or Anderton. Really surprised they tried to run it with Buell there. Great open field tackle by David Miller. .38 degrees. A little breeze blowing here. Now, Natrona might take a timeout too. They might get a look at the formation and call a timeout. All right, Anderton, offset left, Allmiller. His play is going to the left, folks. There's no way it's not. Buell gets the snap. Pressure up the middle. Nope, timeout by the Mustangs. There you go. Good job, Coach Fidge. Oh, man. They might have got a look at the play, too. Perfect timing. That's the old freeze the kicker move. All right, so timeout by Natrona. Ball still on the 6. What a game. A little rash of penalties there for a little bit, but other than that, boy, there's no doubt this game's been decided on the field. Really promising for both squads moving forward after tonight. Four coaches out on the field for the Mustangs. I'm not sure you can do that. All right, here we go. This is it. Allmiller in the slot to the right. He's going to go to the corner. There's going to be two slants on the right. Buell's going to roll to his right. Oh, Allmiller goes to the left. Now he's going to run the out. Ball is open, and it is caught. Touchdown. Jeez. That was a catch. So 5 touchdowns for East tonight. All 5 have been Buell to Allmiller. Goodness. All right, so East now. If the Mustangs block this, it's game over. Snap is high. Kick is up, and it is good. Overtime number 2. Oh, boy. Jeez. dueling 6-yard touchdown passes in overtime. Oh, my computer's going to die. Zach, what are we doing here? I don't even know anymore. Jeez. All right, so now you flip. It's now Natrona, I think, will be on defense again, and East will be on offense again. So if the Mustangs can hold here and get the ball back, they'll get it, have a chance to win. Oh, man. Good play design by Cheyenne East there. I mean, you knew the ball was going to go to Allmiller. And that was not an easy ball to catch either. In fact, I think the Natrona... All right, so both teams get another timeout. I'm not sure how many you get, actually, in overtime. So, now East has the ball first. Mustangs defense will try to hold them out. Again, you can score on defense in overtime. Does East come right back with the same play? Why not? Same formation they just scored with. Allmiller to the right in the slot. Anderton offset to Buell's left. Now moves him to the right. It's going to be a roll right here. Nope, they are going to run the same play. He is rolling right. Ball is thrown over the middle, and it is intercepted by Nolan Valdez. Huge play on first down. Great individual effort by Valdez. And if Natrona scores, it is over. Big play by the junior. Not sure if he's played a whole lot of defense this year, but you're not going to get a bigger play than that. So any score by Natrona now wins the game. Now I think Natrona's going to... Are they going to kick a field goal right now? They might. Officials are going to blow the whistle. Oh man, what a play. First turnover tonight for East. Well, here we go. Hoppins. Mustangs are going to put the ball down. They're going to kick the field goal right now. They're not even going to mess with it. East is going to bring the house here. And Coach Goff for the Thunderbirds is going to freeze Hoppins. Now that could be a ploy. Who knows if they're actually going to kick it. Maybe they'll run the offense out there and make East burn their early time out of the overtime. Tied at 35. Both teams scored in overtime number 1. Both teams scored with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Natrona on 3rd and goal. East on 4th and goal. First play of the second quarter. Buell throws his first interception of the game. Only, I believe, his second of the season. Big play by Nolan Valdez on the diving catch. Gives the Mustangs the ball in the second quarter, or second overtime, with a chance to win with any score at all. Now it looks like NC's going to try to kick the 27-yard field goal. Hoppins certainly has the leg to do this. And what a win this would be for a young Mustang team. Homecoming night. I'm not sure what the officials are talking about now. Seems an odd time to have a discussion. Like a double freeze. I'm not sure what the officials are talking about here. All right. Here we go. So, Hoppins, the 6'5 junior, on to attempt a 27-yard field goal. Snap, down, kick is up. It is, no, is it good? It's good. It is good. And the Mustangs win in double overtime. What a big win for this young crew. Couple of fireworks off in the north end zone. And NC, who never trailed, comes away with a 38-35 double overtime victory. I couldn't tell. To be honest with you, it looked left to me. I should have been watching the kicker, Hoppins. He told everybody right away he was backpedaling towards midfield. What a great win for Natrona. So the Mustangs go to 4-1 and have a huge tiebreaker advantage now over the T-Birds. Wow. Great offensive effort by the Natrona County Mustangs tonight. They answered the bell every time. The Natrona defense makes a couple plays when they have to. Fire up the school song. Huge student section all the way to the top tonight. And they get to celebrate a homecoming victory in double overtime. Woo! Free football, Zach. Free football, dude. All right, here we go. Scoring recap. Before it gets any colder in here, I think we're good. NC started off the game hot. They had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. First one was Harrison Talbert, a 16-yard strike to Avery Cox to take the lead 7-0 about halfway through the first quarter. And then with no time on the clock in the first quarter, Talbert hit sophomore Roman Overstreet on an 82-yard touchdown. And the PAT by Hoppins is good to take the lead to 14-0. And then the Buell to Allmiller show began in the second. Buell hits Allmiller on a 16-yard pass, making the score 14-7. That's with 9:24 left in the second. Mustangs get the ball back right away and get a touchdown, a 51-yard run by Wills Jackson, making it 21-7 with 7:38 left second quarter. Both teams battled back and forth, but East scores with 43 seconds left in the first half. Buell to Allmiller. That one 9 yards out, and the score is 21-14 at the break. East scored first in the third. Buell to Allmiller again, 15-yarder, evening it at 21 with 5:32 left in the third. Natrona answers. Talbert with a great pass to Kobe Kelly. Kelly takes it in from about 10 yards out. The 21-yard touchdown strike puts the Mustangs back up 28-21 with 2:01 to go, third quarter. Get to the fourth. Buell hits Allmiller from 5 yards out to even the score at 28-all. Both teams kind of had a shot to win it at the end. East had the ball at the Natrona 30 with about a minute and a half to go, but the Mustangs with 2 big-time consecutive defensive plays pushed the ball all the way back to the Mustang 40. They had to punt, and eventually Natrona decides to play for overtime. Overtime number 1. Natrona gets the ball first on 3rd and goal from the 6. Talbert hit Overstreet again, his second touchdown of the night, giving the Mustangs the lead 35-28. Mustang defense holds for 3 plays, forces a 4th down and goal from the 6, and again Buell to Allmiller, the 5th combination that they had tonight for touchdowns, and they tie it up at 35-35. So we go to overtime number 2. First play of overtime 2. Buell, who has not turned the ball over at all this year hardly. I think he only has 1 or 2 picks. Throws a dart over the middle, and a diving interception by Nolan Valdez gives the Mustangs the ball with the chance to win it. Steve Harshman elects to kick the field goal on first down. East tries to freeze him. The officials try to freeze him a little bit. Not on purpose, of course. And Hoppins nails the 27-yarder to give the Mustangs the 38-35 double overtime victory in homecoming 2019. It has been an awesome week. Our kids have been doing great things. Great job at the cross-country meet today. Phillies go 6-0 on the volleyball court. Great job at the state tennis and golf tournaments. And now we finish it off with a victory and a homecoming dance to boot. So great job by the NCTV crew tonight, again bringing you these shots. It was cold up there in the crow's nest. So make sure you send your love in to Lance Madsey and all his kids. Wow, that was exciting. So now Natrona goes on the road to Thunder Basin next week for what will probably be, well, Natrona will probably move up to number 3. But it'll be a big game next week up in Gillette, because if Natrona can win that one, they've got the tiebreak against the top 2 teams record-wise now. So, what a big win for Steve Harshman and the Mustangs. Young team pulling it out in double overtime. All right, for Zach Nagy, The wonderful administration here at Natrona allows us to do this every week. Thanks to Shannon Harris and Brian Honkin for letting us do this again. Appreciate the over 150 of you that joined us tonight. That's exactly why we do it. 170, Zach says. And so we're trying to figure out how to take this show on the road. But until then, it'll be the next home game. But that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Your final score, one last time: Natrona County 38, Cheyenne East 35 in double overtime for the homecoming victory. For the NCTV crew, I am Brent Jurgensen. Thanks for watching tonight with the Natrona victory. Good night.